Good afternoon. My name's Jude Harvey. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Mariana Vieira Álvares Martins.
Thank you. And can you tell me where you're from, Mariana?
I'm from Portugal.
Can I see your identification, please?
Yes.
Thank you, that's fine.
You're welcome.
Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Tell me about your hometown. What do you like most about your hometown?
So I live in Cascais. It's a little town near Lisbon, around about 25 kilometers, and it's on the coast. So we have there a lot of beaches, and the weather is pretty warm in the summer, and it's not that cold in the winter. So we have a pretty good weather.
Is your hometown a popular place for tourists to
Yes,
visit?
it is. Actually, mostly because of the beaches, and we have a lot of sightseeing near Cascais in Sintra. We have castles, a lot of historical places, and we have a lot of good restaurants with an amazing panoramic views over the sea.
And has your hometown changed much in recent years?
Not as that I could remember. I don't think so. It's pretty much the same.
Let's talk about free time now. How much free time do you normally have?
I don't have much free time because this last 4 months I was making an internship. So it was from 10 to 6, then I had to come back to home, and I only had like about 3-4 hours per day, and on the weekends I have a free time, and I like to do surfing, go to the gym, go out with my friends, be with my family, reading.
Have your leisure activities changed much since you were young?
Yes, quite a lot. When I was around 12 and until 16, I used to do gymnastics. Then I quit the gymnastics. I started to surf, and I surfed a lot. I started school at 8, and sometimes I went to the beach before 8, so 6 I was in the beach. And now I don't.
If you had more free time, how would you spend it?
Traveling around Portugal, maybe knowing some other places around, and more sports.
Let's talk about photos now. How often do you take photos?
Quite often. I like to take photos to save some moments that I am enjoying, or when I'm traveling. Not here in Cambridge, I take a lot of photos, and when I'm traveling around.
Do you prefer taking photos of people or of places?
People. I prefer
Why?
people. Because I think it's less boring than later to see the pictures, to remember.
What do you do with the photos you take?
I charge them into my computer, and the ones I prefer, I try to print them, and then I put them on the album or even in a portrait in my room.
Do you think the way people take photos is changing?
Yes, I think people nowadays, everyone has a photo camera, so people take more photos, and even the artists nowadays use a lot of photography in their art.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Here's some paper and pencil for making notes.
Thank you.
And here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a situation when someone that you didn't know helped you.
Okay.
All right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Yes. So, about 4 months ago, I went to Southeast Asia with a friend. We were planning to do a trip around Southeast Asia, and we started the trip in Laos. We've been told that we could buy the visa from Laos to Vietnam on the border. So we were in Vientiane, that is the capital of Laos, and we took a bus called VIP, but actually it was not VIP at all. And we made a 20 hours bus trip to the next border, where we were going to stay there, because the next bus that would cross the border was just in the other day. So we got to that place and we went out to dinner in an Indian restaurant. We were talking with the owner of the restaurant, pretty nice guy, and he informed us that we couldn't buy we would not be allowed to buy the visa on the border. So he informed us how to get the visa in the internet. We couldn't, because it was too late. We need more time. So he explained us which bus we would need to take to come back, where to apply for the visa. He advised us on some places to stay in Vientiane while we were waiting for the visa. And it was very nice, explained everything to us, helped us, even gave us a lunch to take in the bus while we were doing the 20 hours trip all again. And
thank you. Can I have the booklet and paper and pencil back, please? We've been talking about a situation when someone you didn't know helped you, and I'd like to discuss with you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this. Let's consider, first of all, children helping others. What kinds of things can children do to help in the home?
In the home, I think children can help with the homework, like setting up the table, doing their beds, helping their parents to have the house tight and do their homeworks. That is their duties when we are young. That's our duty. And help each other if they have brothers to take care of the little ones. The elders take care of the little ones, and I think.
How can children best learn to be helpful to others?
I think that must come from the parents and from the schools. I think parents should motivate them or encourage them to help their brothers, to help at home, and at school schools should encourage them to help other children that need more than them, like the poor children, and know about the different opportunities that unfortunately we have today.
What ways can schools encourage children to help the community?
In Portugal, they do a lot of this, like doing manual things. The children do manual things, and they try to sell to their parents, their family at home, to collect some money to give to the poor. Like my brother and their friends, they made necklaces and little things, and they sell in the beach to parents, and then they collect the money and buy a chair, a heeled chair for children for an hospital. collecting the capsules from the bottles. In Portugal, if we collect the caps, they can be changed or help to buy a new chair also.
Let's think about working for other people without payment. What types of voluntary work are most popular in Portugal?
I think the most popular are helping elderly people in the centers of elder people and in the social neighbors to help with the activities to the youngest, like dancing or even teaching, helping doing their homeworks. I think those are the most common. And collecting food in the supermarkets. We do that a lot.
And do all age groups take part in voluntary work?
Yes, since since 16, I think we have to have 16 to start doing volunteering work.
And how can individuals benefit from doing voluntary work?
By being part, know what is being part of a society and relate to others, and to help and at the same time help them who needs our help.
And what ways can voluntary work improve life for the community?
Helping the community to get along and to fight for the same cause. I think is it.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.
Okay. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Now, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about what you do. Do you work or do you study?
I'm working in a multinational pharmaceutical company in Beijing.
Why did you choose your place of work?
Of course, I grew up in Beijing and I study here, so I also work here. It's just naturally, you know.
Do you like your current place of work?
Yes, very much.
Why?
Of course, I think I like my job as an HR manager, and my responsibility is to train people to develop talents in our company. And I think it's a very good platform to grow for me and also to help others in the company.
Let's move on to talk about the internet. How often do you use the internet?
Every day.
Why?
Both for work and also for entertainment, personal entertainment. To connect with my friends, my classmates, and also at work for emails, all kinds of business meetings. We use network every day.
Mm-hmm. When did you last use the internet?
Maybe 1 hour ago, just before I came here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I sent email to my colleagues to discuss about the business that we are going to do. It's just the daily routine to send emails to my colleagues.
Can you imagine life without the internet now?
No, but I think it will be very boring, and it will be very difficult for you to connect with others, to share what you feel and what your frustration in life and work. So I think it would be terrible.
Let's talk about excuse me. Let's talk about television programs. Do you watch a lot of TV?
Nowadays, not a lot of quite seldom actually.
Why not?
Because I have a kid. He's just 1 year old, and after work I have to accompany with him, play with him, and after he falls asleep, I will go on internet surfing for some news, and maybe do some online shopping. So I don't have much time to watch TV.
What are the popular television programs in China?
Nowadays, I know it's The Voice. It's kind of a selection, a singer selection. Yeah.
Have television programs changed a lot since you were younger?
Yes, yes. I think it changed people's lifestyle, and also also the TV programs can help you change your vision, and you have a much broader vision to the whole world. You can visit a lot of places without going out, without leaving the country. You can just watch the TV programs about traveling, about culture, and I think it widened our horizon.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. It's the paper and the pencil. And your topic is, I'd like you to describe a place you would like to visit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Could you start speaking now, please?
Of course. The place I'd like to go is the British Museum, which is located in the center of London. Why I want to go to the British Museum is because I think it's one of the largest and most comprehensive museums in the world. And as far as I know, it has a history about 400 years. And it has almost 7 million objects collected in the British Museum, and I think it's a very good place that you can feel the history, the whole history of human being, and it has 10 departments covering all kinds of objects collected from all the 4 continents, from the whole world. And also cover different kinds of columns like pottery, money, and paintings, prints, all kinds of things. I think it's a fantastic place that you can know what our history evolves, how the history evolves, and what we benefit from our ancestors in the ancient times. And another reason, is, of course, is that I want to go to the British Museum with my son. Although he's very small now, he's only 1 year old. But I think it's a very good place for children and for probably for all the people in the world to know about the whole world. And the happy thing that I can see now is that the British Museum is very well managed and updated by the very advanced technology.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do your friends or family also want to visit the British Museum?
Yes, my husband. He is big fan of history. So we have we share the same interest. So we want to go there someday.
Okay. Thank you. Now I'm going to move on to part 3 of the speaking test. We've been talking about a place you would like to visit, and I'd like to discuss with you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this topic. Let's start with the topic of travelling to less familiar places. Do you think it's important to read about a country before you visit it?
Yes. I think homework is very important before you do the traveling, and you can know some experience or or the comments from the previous visitors, and then read some the history, and you will know that which kind of place they was visiting in the country, and what kind of food or what culture is there, and you will make very well prepared, and you will not violate some customers there. Yeah.
Where would you get your information from?
Sometimes both from the book, like Lonely Planet, and also from the internet, some trip advisor or some BBS or forums in the website, and the visitors that they share the experience there. So it's very useful.
Do you think it's important to talk to friends as well who may have been there?
Yes, I think that's very vivid. Very vivid suggestion that you can get from your friends, and probably he or she knows your hobby or your interest, and he can suggest or advise some good places or restaurant that you can go in that country.
Some people who choose to go to an unfamiliar place hire a guide. Do you think this improves the quality of the experience when you're visiting places?
Personally, I won't do that. Of course, I think it's not that free. Of course, it limits your freedom. Sometimes the routine set by others limits your freedom. So if I went to another country, I won't hire a guide.
Do you think most people like to travel independently or travel in groups and
nowadays
have support?
I think it depends on the age, the age of the people. For maybe for older people, and they will hire the guide. Of course, they think it's safer, it's more secure, and they don't have very good language skill in other countries like us. We can speak English, but I think for young people, they won't. Most of them, they won't choose to hire a guide in another country.
Let's talk about tourism in general. Do you think that the government should protect historical places of interest to encourage more tourists?
Yes, of course. I think it's very important, and I think a lot of governments in many countries, they are doing the same thing. Of course, maybe in the past they didn't realize that the importance to maintain the place of interest, but actually it's a kind of sustainable development for tourism for a country.
Do they protect historical places of interest in China?
Yes, I'm happy to say that more and more governments, city government or provincial government, they are doing so in China.
Do you think there are any disadvantages of there being a lot of tourists visiting a historical place?
The advantage?
Disadvantages.
Of course, but I think both the advantages and disadvantages exist for this kind of thing. Of course, if too many visitors visit the historical places, it will damage the scenery or the environment there, and sometimes it will become the people there, local people there, will become very money driven, and they just don't protect the place of interest. They just want to earn money from it. So I think it's a bad thing.
Do you think tourist places can be improved in China?
Yes, I think they can develop more business around it, like culture. They can print more books, or they can also develop other industries, like probably fruit or vegetable picking. And actually, the government is already doing so. And not just to attract visitors to only visit the place of interest. They can have various kinds of activities to do.
Okay. Well, thank you. Our time is up. That is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.